kaya nyame. Inwini we my mume finiti saga. Inwini we my mume. Inwini Monica ikaba mume. By 6 o'clock you wotana. Unwe go to now. Uwe Monica aladian. Uwe Monica aladian. Saburo. Egui. They were my trust to wear. Me what trust to wear. Don't bear up whenever you marry with my trust to wear. Me trust to wear. No would just be no. If we were about before 3 months or 1 year, you've been winning. Who's one year Nigeria? Who's one work in Nigeria? We will not clear there. It will not say, but you cannot live there. You are giving. This be how we are my trust to wear. Atiti via record the land here. Me what trust to go on mountain. Iya we na we wunya we gbe. Iya we an si opalo ye gbe agbe. Ora ka bo si opalo yo no gbe we no gbe awota. Asaburo la de we last 2 months. Ogbe mo dai logun no re Canada. E mo ni kana saladian. O saladian ta asaburo na pause. Ifaga la yagbe. Ejele na yonia, we po we fun. When I wa fi ko. We to we mama we ba wa pa yi ba ile wa na do je tomatoes. The tomatoes wa ga ri la de we want to fight tomatoes we na. Ori ye chi de do we ru we. Ori ye chi de do. You be my friend, you not be my friend too. Ori gbegbe. Sister fi sorti, ori gbegbe. You be my friend, you not be my friend too. Ori gbegbe. Sister, see your breast, holy baby. Imagine to see your breast, holy baby. You not be my friend again, holy baby. Sister, wait there, holy baby. See your breast is what you, holy baby. Emmanuel, the Monica here, no, the Monica here. No, really, the money cap and that woman is useless in the society. Oh, really, the money cap and that woman is useless in the society. Una ame boku ni we na mo. What for our down? Beni ya riba. Atiti mandan. Eya kulo da fi an kwa wa. Ogbia message ga control yan. Ogbia message ga control yan. Oni me Daniel ko yan yo. Yan ga ti GBC ikia no kokon. GBC enwe no kokon. GBC uwe no be. GBC uwe na yegedo. Ina yegedo la di bai. Et même pas si le ghetto vous voyez là, il ghetto là, il y a de me ghetto rien. Il y a me ghetto vous voyez ici. Il y a le ghetto là, il y a le coucou baba, coucou baba, coucou baba. Na do am ghetto li ari ego wodo. Avec des noms grand total grand soso, we a un qui a un et qui a regardé rien était le même la vidéo, il nous modéra le tien on va parler. Imuna ngwa ni, imuna shabu ni je ngwa muna ni. Wa ru we bokin wa did this sense. Wana agwa a bege, minu wa ya agwa minu laja munugwa a bege. Wamujane wagyo wamujane.
Let's pray for the month of May.
Il faut ni line. C'est déjà il faut enlever. C'est déjà il faut enlever. Il last one, okay, already send the last one in your phone, send your phone away. I send you can send you only block in it. Send your phone, no, with 08. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Si souvent on voit un bloc ouais. Et moi tous les asaburu à l'époque de moi un bloc hier. Il y a un autre guerre man. Mais un bloc ouais fois. Oh wagon. Il s'est répondu maybe voice was clear, maybe to routine ouais. Et Monica Bale mi yo ouais man. Et Monica Bale mi yo ouais man. Il can't get Monica na kina. Awu ko no nyanu we ada. Awu ko no rogo no nyanu we. Awu ko no rogo no se get to do we get to. Why wagon ba mu ko ya no iko since 2019 iko ya pa award ina kumu jagiyan e Monica no won wa pa award o le de gbe boambus o ri boambus o ko do ani we ma dadi gbe aya bo aron ku lo da fu akwa na ino bu fu jem ni ba yan wo do bi na gwana ni e no bu re France na yan wo do bi na gwana no bu Italy yan wo do bi na gwana tí a gbé ebu wà ẹ̀jẹ̀ mú ní without that glass ní àkín ayọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ní àkín akú ẹ̀ amẹ́fẹ̀ náà tó rí sí ẹ̀kọ́ àwọn yóò bá mi bá náà àjẹ́ àtẹ́ bá ọ̀rọ̀ ìlàjà wé bẹ̀tù mọ́ ewu yẹ́gà ìnà ẹ̀ wey your eyes ready wait what happen always nothing water enter my eye do you of your daddy come and call your daddy only get tira. Only I know where some moment with my mom is here. Okay, to know about cow. Even you are still where we are going away. Here when you are the school, here you go another two who are not making any question for anyway. Okay, boy. Okay, boy. Even the way you walk in here. It's so. Where will you walk? They will be where do you now? Oh, yeah, I'm with folk. Look up, you know. Oh, who got both on it? Oh, look up, you know, before we can. We don't know. Oh, we follow you. We are here. Man, I'm up to one. It's the way you go. Come on, money. Oh, we are not doing bien anti-way. Who pass the phone away? You can't do have right to receive it in my phones. And then you don't receive them on you, Bobby. After this cat, after they break home my way. Do what we not discuss. I discuss over here. We have been like 10 years, you know, 50 years, or discuss any. Here, pass the contribution over here. We know we like to do it by here. We know that. Now the boy who cook money. Why you have we made the way? We are little kind of one. Oh, when that don't like, when me man like it. Ou bien jealous me. Because I get in your call when you know what you work with women. No planning what you work with women is just the truth of the matter. As soon Monica to a unique here, a classic Gloria, where I see the same area. Because he can't say one of the apostles in classic Gloria. No doubt here, but he make here. On a tiré bon irrita bamikia on a me piété irrita la dio irrita on a mami we finiti sa ga wo en bo on a mami we finiti sa ga yi wa mo la nyame we no ya immunity duwe we no ya immunity we e party no for nojo we ni amuri irrita ni amuri. Oh, we never be here school. No car boy school. One of the people the money cannot be one. Is that not a shame to finish this saga? Is that not a disgrace to Usolo? system man. Or with system. Who deck with the system. We Monica way you have it. Monica way that probably let it shape to your path. We well, when we not know the akpo bole we go. Or when we not know me wa. We don't be azu only Monica. Is that not a shame to you people? I got my picture to where no Diana. I'm all well at you. I got book with you wife. And it's not a shame to you people. But when we go for we are seeing one Monica. Or you put Moria. Or you them Moria. Many Bia Puse with those of us present I have a Muse. Eya Kubol in the Monica. Many me our war. People can testify and people can see it. And then Monica don't know where Kimi Wokiaso, Nakia Mala, we now put them before. And then me, I want Monica. And then I move gas, you know. Oh, when I came for more than 4 years in a radical way. Me like be shoe, he do fear shoe, he do fear Mayana, Nick when you make another than I got here. Monica no biase. E boy alutina sabu boko ya buwe. Ogan asu asabro yan we. Monica won kan agbo asun ashawo dan. Ashawo no bien e dumezedo. Eke dumezedo no buwe oruwe fona. E no dai ne dumezedo ya ni manane. E classic goria wo ri o wase. Ato age na when we dig base we edo fin o ma me pe no mo we wa o ye grease o ma me pe no mo wa when we at do fin be say by na we me pe no mo we wa infinity saga we ya drag no don we na that table ni edita wa we close queen ana hu na mo na ri na gari. Hello.
Ale Atiti double.
Le ko yo book yan.
Era me wato double.
Bo fu egbe baba. E Monica o egbe me o.
Dede no ri me we wa hin me wa ka bo wa la ku me wa ka bo follow me we di wa we ala we.
O se baba. O se.
Wa to baba me wa ka bo ri comment section domo.
O se so ba ade ba we.
Wa to baba wa to.
O se.
Àwọn náà wò ní ẹgbẹ́ yẹn sí ẹsẹ̀ gbẹ́.
Iṣẹ́ ìyàwó ẹ̀wọ̀ wa.
Dọ́mọ wa tó bàbá.
Ok. O se. Ọmọnìyàn. Irun mi nà mẹ́nà rí ọ̀bẹ ajínúwe. Lọ́wọ́ ìwé gbogbo ẹ̀ sí. Ẹ̀sọ́ ga gbọ̀ wá ní. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni kò náà kó mọ̀ owó wà ọwọ́ kàn wọ́. What's the normal kind? E ga nona mo ke destiny la dia Monica na. Abi yan yan re group na. E ya la pe yo yi. Ya se pe ge friend me ga me wa. E ma no send e die. E ye be gie ma me. Ana we gie ma me. Mo go do. If I not share Monica Pekus. What's the thing I show it? E fo men ofeko yan fe ko delete bi kwa ban e delete ko ni ka send gi destiny bagwa yan ni no bi no bagwa go mere ban yan te de go he said gi na no migo a kwa go na no migo ni wu Monica la na kwa go na no migo yo la o wo idu silo kwa aba kwa go na no migo yo wo idu silo kwa we gbogbo e ko Monica polo na no migo na we fun wo idu silo kwa otuto bin we said we not we wo keke Monica wa gbon wa sun wo de ne wa ala wa Monica agbo we lo we ala wa di rita ye ni ya se la ni. Rita ye ni ya se la de mo wa se la ni. Rita ye ni ge pa wa pa. Iwo o pa gbe mi social media na. Rita ye ni ya se rita la ye. Ya se Monica la ni. Se la ni eze ye. Ave popisi ye eze ye ai. Iye wu wa se la ni wo wa. Ya se la ni ma o wo wa gbon. O sun wo ya wo. Gavi kunu amu agbon ya ni. Ave kuna ni kedness yan. Efesi yan show. No amu agbon ya. Gwa wetu wa fioko. Gwa ma gbe ma ro ba no ga record yi. No re group no ga record ya. No ga keep yi. Cause we we ya black belly one day. You know we are keep on we are send no one. A classic glory. A glory. We make glory ye. Better than glory. Classic gloria. We make gloria. We did make gloria. We were full. See, you know, just care when I have been. No see me not doing such a character. Now, let's have a look at it. No time in Infinity Saga women, no not when we are Bobo, a cocoa me way, a room. Uwe Monica, I want no woman draw with Monica. I'm in a got here on Facebook. Do my own way. When we said I will be a do, or get over the real Bono. When I have you, no robot, when we are robot, una again away. Una again away. When I disgrace of Yala with Benania. It is good. Oh, we are no well away. No robot, it is this no me who kiki, help Yala with Benania. Oh, Yala with Tassa Bodo. Oh, but temper justice. Whoa, call Infinity Saga who get the yardy. No down my way, Yasabro, Wemma. Well, I do Roas of video. Even he come when he done in the Gagan Yardi. Any done in the Abuya here. Any done in the Abuya here. I go with my way, he done in Abuya here. Wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ Finocchio lọ jẹ́ èrìtà ayé ní èyí. Finocchio ọgbọ́pàá ọgbọ́pàá olùsẹ́ èpẹ́tì ọ̀nàdù ọgbọ́pàá láàfún olùsàn ọgbọ́pàá sólàjà ìjẹ́nà èmìmìmì wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ pẹ̀tì lọ́jọ́ yìí. Ìwé ẹ̀dùn ọ̀rọ̀ wà kìnnà rí sí náà pé kílásì glory alápẹ̀ yìí.
Because you have to go in fact. You can't have the fa. Is that thing wahala? Yeah, but I don't.
Oku no, babe oku no any gbina, you know. Wama no tala nyamu. Onyo se no sa bo kan do bia no budia. Bia ni to sa bo ni ukwe ne hia wo wo. Ne hia fiere. O wi yin ma bia yifa. Yemi bia yifa. Elo ko so abo ya ri odone. Ovi wa bie o ga bi oge ogo bi bie. Ovi wa no bioni o wa no tele tata ovi wa we bie. O ga bi se we bi oge. Mit mero. Ovi me so awu enenia. Ovi me wu ene. Ere gbori oku la wania. Mit mero no ma ye bie. Isoro no da bie nania. Isoro no da bie wan yo bi eyi. Ovi obi me bi ovi mene. Ovi obi bie. O te no ki obi mwari. Ovi eni bi mwari. Ero sa bo ya japona. Ube go kuno yo bo gbe webu. Iji ma bie yifa ye bie yifa. Manik biana, ijima ga bieva, e wekemu ma webu mayata wijima bieva. Ala mi ukulo yugo gbegwe na wijini ma bieva. Iyo pa ya be bie, imi mi ma we obijinye. Imi mi ma mi obijinye. Nyetiti aso de woi. Eri yore webo all thinking na saburo thinking na. Eya bie no bu biele ni nevani beani bisele. Bo wa se jeni ogogbo abiraro 6 ogogbo abini bi 6. Eduzo bok ya ti eduzo bok e ba ni yangi. Eduzo bok yangi awe kono biele 6 ni. Wado dam yo ko pradi ni ya. Esoro no meka bie no amani no bie gbona ni. Esoro no diansaburu no bie gbona. No amani saba no bie mewu. Oga bie ovio bie owo bie. So saburu ni atani we osenu ya modo. Oh wona ka we mu tuze oga na ore Sokoto no ra Abuja. Choose wona ka we mu. Don't go we call choose. Don't go and choose the wrong soul where you play tan, you play musi, you play Messiah BS. Don't go and do that too. Choose what is good for you and what will feature you in the near future. Don't do what people do. Do what your heart tells you. Do what will please your heart. Choose what your heart please you. When I get Sabro, my mama said about my mama in school, or my school, Infinity Saga, a glory of Infinity Saga, Yagway, away, or David Monica school, or David Mon, oh, we don't mind a mechanical way we will land. Mechanical, the limoto yoga we will land. If when we have able, here we know, but here the woman and here way, here rejection, out of Monica like I all the Kevin Yadi, the Babu made a way, or you bring a regular way. The Monica Munya, where you get you. I will play on Moon you were. No play or to take Paloni. Over only Moon you were. Or the Wooger, and I'm or Noya or Wooger. Oh, Wooger. Me, I'm a book one boma. Ye now when you give away mama. No man here coming no man, no man here coming no man. Then you want to put the day interested you war. They are sure he what's up in that dog. He are sure in the ears one guy, you know, to very everywhere we are working destiny. But he are finished about the destiny I can't send the egg, Bagua. Even no more be a palo. No more beer parlor, whiskey beer parlor, loyal beer, my yava. No fear Buddha, no soap over, no Zagadabu. A crammer, I went in a crammer, over when Monica. 5 years ago, the crammer, I'm not the real Buna. I've been with. It call her, we call her. We black. Man, we are working on. And I see
you got it. So you're going to go back. Up at it. You may go back. And I have where we're sweating to the house. Always gave it to book you. Yes,
Okay, we make him a dollar would do. We make a dollar would do that. It's very much. They have to worry with my have to worry with my video. If you decide to imagine what's the or not. You have to worry with medical finish on and they have to worry with medical finish on and the more. You got to wear out to wear a great day. Nika finish on and Motamawe. Oge Monicana. Maybe we want to me happy kick over. Oge the matter, what the in the Aga when who are not wearing. Iru Monica Nyoto, or you pulu, no yazi get do, no yaji get to book away, no yaji get to book away, no yaji get to book away. Sote enate, kukubu. You have instrument in here, I will have instrument in service we are. A kias about it in service we are instrument in Obunia service we. Here, man, we get to hear Kukubu, a yard weaver. When I get Kukubu away, Monica dear, with Vidora dear, my poso. On a river, on a Zikubu, on a dear, my way, you know. Or the first time now, here to go to your curriculum, here boy, your way be vaccinated, Kukubu. Ejariwa, you will care, dear, my eye. A book will do no here go what do no wonder here at the Kupia, over 2 minutes, man. A Kukubu no one will borrow boy, even while with Benny. A Kukubu or a pen. A ghetto will get to with Benny, a pen. What are we on here do? When the Kukubu with Benny, Kukuba near Muni, when we are with Benny. Near Bogana, I was salad in over, I was salad in about. Only Ben. Obuwazi and you will be now. What's the name how where a 2 minutes man up there? What's the Renata? Yeah, you Kukubuni asking for 1 hour you a Kukubu every day, a ben. What's the name of it? Also, a get to do it for 1 hour. But can I be Bunana Misaka near Kuli be a power war at the Nana? Here again, Yahweh. Here I won't be a debut barrier. Here I'm to live pattern already. You won't go, Emma. A classic Goria, Lare. Where make I see your Semania? Classic Goria, Lare. Meanwhile, the film is a wedo. You must set it blow. Una pari grise. Ogun awe sandoka se wan. Sandoka se wan. Ogun awe sandoka isi wan. Una we musician weki. Abon we sonia. Iyeki gbeki eyo obo, omayoda omayiyeki. Iyo tiku no nyanwe ne a WhatsApp no nyanwe video call WhatsApp or the destiny wo mupa iya wetu de gbe amuja abupo we grease ni amena wa gbona at your age ni an classic gloria o we yeru gbegbe aga we grease Benwe Moses e mwandi una ate do fin Mwami no mu we yowa do gwe bien na me myself una bi do like grease do yo o be go yowa ni a umami opa mu odo Una infinity saga ni Monica do we Muriane. ne Monica de mwezera ne ade wegi kon e Monica de infinity saga de mwezera du wa mai ode mwezera du wa mai me kan wana e Monica de ode mwezera waya o wa be waya popo le Monica waya sun ologo wa la wa gbo ta abi did no wa be bu abi did no kon de wa abi no ta fi an na airport no ga anyu e dapa ije gbeke ni wa ije pe ni waya le lawa ibi wa wa ni ya die na yu wa bomo wa ba gbon abi ko no community ria abi ko no society ria we are take me a presenter gbelu wa ba gbon Iye la video, iye fo emi kiawu, iye emi mi pa ni present. Gbera wuna ni ya wa agboponi, ya gbe aga ni agboponi, iye da present me live video. To go no we address bana, address o yo kan ya aruwo. Iye mi lo mi. Die kiasumo, die kiano big, die kiasumo, die kiano big, o ki o ma ko. Wa ya o wa gbon, wa ya sun Wa ki mu gboro ri o waria, wa ki mu yaria dedegbe eki asumo, ni eki anores, ni eki aba 2 minutes. Igbono fe ko to male jo yan wa ja gbon kan yan wo wa. Wa ja gbon kan yan, ni wa bo na lagba gbe lawa wo iki o wa. Wa o wa gbon ba chawo robo. Ogun gbelu wa. Ibe nu wa neni. Awi pour notre manager qui a fait un wouwa, notre yo start et ya ki reason wodo. Ni agba le ki aro we gbe yan. Ni ma mi, ni aze kuku boyu e. Awa chawo dan. Ila ni wa chawo, ni en ma bo ma we. Ge moni kania, o wa. O mo begeria, ona mo ti no joria. Oh, my Philip Sagaria, or I'm not the one on Korea. It's standing off one, no real London. In your one, let's see where we are. In your one, let's see where we're going. Only mostly only a girl, only a girl with touch, only a girl with touch. Wa ni to ogonofa do munu ya tostos me je ogun me ya tostos na aleru no wa gere ise ya leru wa pe ise gbe no ni je 30 euro do munu ya we tostos e ma bi bro abugia baba e classic omene classes of men la agba we mu ran agbori gaze yowora we agbona yekia ona ga tie bole ri ta ye bi e bare kia ide ni pe ge o no na ya kata le ke gbe
Mama. E da mo wa kun. E wa ni ke ya bere o wa. Idiot. Me no me wu, de wa ma ya gwa no wu. Tu ari agbon mo le ko. Na e Monica. Love it. The numaya gwana saboro uize uwa ubukona uize udo sibo ko ya mu ego ko nya le de ko teyo pa
we are boy
eni meji ọmọ no we bono re ni e ni awon re awe emi me ma obi ego re wo me to e bono re do ni apolo ku o de sisi ya na e bono re do ni e apolo ku ohun we amo yoba ni mo le we
Ubo we do sisi.
Nukia bugi. Nukia gele guate unu.
Ubo we do sisi. If no le wo kanari. You people cannot know. What is the bege? One deri. Me aba we ni awu ne ede. Wakwe. Me no original. Iya wala moto se London. Iya wala boss me France à la se London. Yeah, try luck you. Yeah, try luck you. Yeah, try luck you. Ikia. Iya ke dia me kilala wa. Wa bon. Awa shawara wa te fosto to bi ere yu wa. Even when Monica, when I'm in the classic Gloria, what I know when I am when the classic Gloria, what I know when I am when it classic Gloria, what I know, I don't go what I will add to what. Nothing.
Tamu yoba, ya mo yoba. Uka te mua, wamaya. Hello, wamate ya. Wale, amata we dagbonji, no one te inijime, jeme na te inijime. We, anto ya gwira ni ewu. Oye da mistake, oye uwa time. O igawa mo ye, Wede, take we. Imagine. Your pilot, Elulu, me at the what would you mean? Actually,
Wow, bon atuari Monikia. Iya is a luwe. Me is a luwe with we na. Wo wa se welela, o we agbegbuwe wa. Ikuro buga time, ogba time ko Canada ban, all price we go. Ena no we egeni ana mo destiny bagwa la dia ya wi wa me. Ini wo vinya ni ana unama vinya go ni ai mo la dia. Ona nwa ina fin fo yo ho. O bia wa o ya display. O bia wa o wa ya ru bonya ho. Mino sa bo makaberi o. O sa bo makaberi, when man is the head of the house. We are now going to get a master control here. We are now done. We are master we are doing no war. Here love of body. A body how we are love. A body how we are love. Nia wo we mumude. When me jina ya le. Me pique ko me e send request e fule boe. Ya tu me ma bon wa dota. E fule boe, bo me fu ko ari o be ni ri o na. Ona bi gba 2 hours ni e mi pa. Iri una wa ko iri o be na yo wa ko di mo de bi ji mu na. On we kin ri we di mo de, e bi ji mu na di mo de. Case not take it Tuesday bi jo. O mi ya o, e mo no si ke me ni ya o. Iya we yoni is issue. Okay, Jimmy nice say they get the senior nice show ya. When we coming. But when we are aware, 3 days man that I go way. 4 days man I go way. On our here way what's up. On our here way what's up. On our here way what's up. You have to support we are feeling e put in Instagram in there. We are the Instagram man. We are one man. We are ya way. We are very stand block. When you are more today, no, today, no, now. Because when you are start block, the dog when you are start block, you are don't need control. When you move for no, you are control. Classic Goria, my ben do away, no de kia. When that tear bono or no ma no social media. is a matter guys winning. It a mo bo gbe yo. Ime get a mo bo gbe yo. Infinity Saga. Already your back low, but your pile. Hello. That time, that woman cried heart. You remember? All of the covenant that time, all of the covenant. But they don't feel cover this one, don't worry. They don't feel cover this one, everything done there with me. No man, don't worry again. Mona tranquil, Mona you relax, everything done there with me. They don't get what they want tonight. Mona you relax. For waiting, for where me did. He said when they find the real name. He said when they find the real name, what did they want to take the real name do? Forget that to juju. What don't worry. Forget that to juju. Not work. You know go work. When you forget that one. What do you want to do for juju? Say nakedness not there with me. Say nakedness not come out. Say nakedness not there. You know who pekus? He say as I go to do with him. As I go the person with the man. You know, as they come, as I go the man, as I go when they go work every day. If they work night work, I contact the man. Eko better, better. Who are not where, who are not gay. No, I leave you. If Infinity sleep with Felicia, he sleep with one girl who don't please bring come 3 days ago. That one don't drive the husband and get the talk. Bianca. Anyway, he sees sleep with that one. Go and find all the pictures for me. Bianca. I'm gonna bring all of them. I want her to pack all of them. Pack alone. I want her to pack all of them. Why I leave you, sister? When I remember this, so all those people waiting for his house. They remember things. Finity Sagana on a Kenya who no go to laugh. When you will say, you will not go to your Finity Saga solo. On our way, Felicia. On our way, Bianca. On our way, Grace. On our way, here. Atiti manage school, mommy no more again. Infinity Saga was the same. Infinity Saga lay, but he banned Infinity Saga there. Also, he made do mine. Our way is that don't work with. Why waiting with Saga don't work with Monica Guina. But the Infinity Saga, oh God, you got yet. Et Dieu doit se disgrace sur your igbe. Et Dieu doit se par your igbe. Anyway, need your guy. Because I have been walking over I have one. Guys, so far, but the Monica won't down or all. A Monica want to see no all. Finity Saga, when I live a band, a Monica not here, but I said, when I have a conversation, when I will call you, or go here and boy Finity Saga. Wagiria. Mon passe non le voyage qu'on va hein. Moi le tout coûter malade. Et son maman de nana, ouais, vi son maman ya gbina. Vi son maman ya gbina sur social media ouais. Et son maman de nana, na go bien the street, na go bien le ya livi. Et son maman de nana, ouais, vi son maman ya gbina. Gladys Goria. Nous dit qu'il finit qui. You take a finiki. When I tell you, with social media, I disgrace in another way. When we are to do film. When we have a good drama, film a classic Gloria. Umewe Sandra Mungu Simwa. Unawe yaso. Unwa mayo dao iyeki. Efimi magwege ati kegeri andi. Efimi meme since more than 5 years mama ibe efimi wege. Imani ibe efimi kwa nge classic Gloria. Wahagi yani ya. Iya gwalu piano meni hia, iya gwalu piano meni hia, iya gwalu piano meni hia. Edik piano ya ina dwe kige. Ba miwe moni kaviedo. Biaka. Lare. Na wo do kuni mwe no ruwe na. Efeso ni mashu. Dupunu ya de gbe ya ban iye college boy. Because we babbing and ilede brown we in we yellow person brown we babbing and ilede biaka. We in brown color we give na ilede. Man, problem me na doctor. Abe na ma control page na. Obi awuwe sa. Era me te wini ye school in your women. Get me ye school. Bini ya se ame monetize page ni abi we. Obo mi abi diyan ze. Ya abi monetize apiko yan. Dini abi monetize apiko ri ku na. Yeah, we are monetizing. You may have advantage raw. You may have advantage raw. No matter no, you will not be. You will be black. Maybe social media. You have 10 years. But then my old girlfriend. Also, my this year. You have 10. The computer no come monetize. Oya lo mekiya. Come monetize. Et bien quand bien quand il y a Hollande monetize non pas non il y a Hollande et Ritagban Marie il y a Hollande monetize non il y a monetize et fini qui solo il y a on va prendre bien là hôtel au moins hôtel on computer on computer oh bien bon et caméra ni set il computer va vidéo il y a le we no we na say no ya minyago we na gwana finish agbon me o yeri goge o yeri 200 gie wati esolo biaka 500 euro biaka ye le solo every month ya me bore do my go le solo no do fe Felice ya me bore do my go le solo no do fe bo debo magbo e oga gba wa ye GBC ya fefefe o kan gba wa ya gbe awo nege awo ni wewe abi gbe agalo wo nu egi awo iwe awo elede wa mu ga monika to ari we elede nu mu ga no na gbo e una ga kuli kuno ro woto uze why the do we woso why be to wa dan yo iye se do we woso ona fi gedo la didagbo ya gba ya ge many abuse group ni GBC ni iro pa ro wodo money ko pa ro wodo oro wo ambus o wozo monica e wozo monica ye o wodo se When the Monica take Gualupia, they like the dating a new player. And when you bury breakfast in it, or bury breakfast in it, Infinity Saga maybe can have with Monica. Or maybe can have with Monica. The Monica to me was the young me being a fly, Roland de Gaga, young fly, Roland de Gaga, my way, young Sudan, and Conquioto. In a tango when we want to go, Monica tango in Dublin. Iyo mono no ma se ti di pili vie we na gwana we yan water for me passport o da fún e wá sọ le passport ya si igbo o da fún e wá o to ya si igbo 3 years me di we bu me so abie 5 years we na bio mefa iwa mi na ball wa we Nigeria mi na yogi me jele papas ina ya pin e papi 6 years we bu na mo me no jela we bu ye pay over 600 something 600 something e jele papas e pay over gbe so me te pay over mo to no boya le fi rupa yo iri ya survive. But if you must say you will get any getting the past 5 months yadi, who saw about we see. Who saw about we see. Me now we giving you for 5 years and 6 years. You go have flexible work. There when we go na massive. Na no have that bomo back. Monica Tuari. A classic Goria Renea. Classic Goria. Oh, Jekia. Mamu Bishop, was the Bishop Muyo. Was the Bishop, no, I soon go and then I will white classic Goria. Not that Muna Yaka will go. Oh, Mamma Carry Greasy. I've been finished Saga Monatatu at Biko. Oh, we monetize wa quicker. Because the monetize wa ya yiva monetize. When I got monetize we. When I got monetize ana buwa. You really go in Facebook ni na waro kwa mai ya monetize. Ne suka beti ya fi ya we wa mai ya monetize ni ya. Bin wa wa ru gbigbi age wa na mu gbi age o gbigbi age ya. Elu wa we adi Facebook wa na no mweri ya. Ela me wa me acha wo mi. When you have the petty pay you wa mi an gbe abia. Eni a si le da do ge yo go bo mi ari the social media wa ge emi a we gbe abia di eyan le mu la video. E la video ri le to saba space. Igbe ara so asi lo wa yo webo. Many are asking a party you will amigo say, I have the Robo. Here we like social media will be again. You know, so I see look, Robo. What going to video now? It's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good day. Now we say 5 video make it show. He are getting clean. He are getting clean no good away before need to send the game and send it now. Why we if we are send the getting like that guy will do. I'm a man of dignity. He can't wait because Italo will live video now. It a matter. He are send the Imanoka and where anything woman nakedness is send the egg you. No so will make a word on him. He said he sent the egg here. But he has sent the egg here. He and I sent the egg you what? That I more sent us up when we sent the egg. He have finished and I sent the egg in Amigo. He sent the egg here. Odeshi. He sent the egg just in a bagua. ise dege abatobaze yẹn wọ ni wọn ni àwa mi ọkà jọ akọ ọdún la fídíò ọwọ tó àrí òwèwè gbé rẹ o ìyèwé ni mọríkà o ìyèwé ni abatọ o abat ìnáwó ẹni náà ìkà lẹ ọrìn òwe God made a quick breaker for me made a quick breaker mẹtọ mi ọsẹ dẹ igi abatẹ wọrí ìnáwó abatọ gbé ọrìn destiny ọpa ẹgbẹ gbé ní àṣẹjọba destiny gbé ní ọba Amẹ́ríkà Canada yẹn àṣẹjọba destiny gbé náà. Okay, destiny ni gema wa tu wa tu bata gay okay destiny wa bege ya se de gumene baba wa bege ya se de gumene ege ya na si ban ya se de gumene so iya delete fune ave video ni de TikTok you kere dadi ya we never delete our video with it up never delete here no maybe I delete yan all the free here this one gbele what do go Monica o si wa lukuluku o si wa igedo gbek you ni igedo why you igedo you ma una lu igedo Ogbena go aro wa ni progress la wa ni cause ogba go ero wa ni enu sa bo ari enu ya awu ewe yawe no when the progress ya la wa ni we no ku many go na wa no we get go afile pa jege gba wa otafo apane we ya fe ko si get you we afile pa progress ya la ku wa ni cause so sa bo ajone ni ngbele no ya ni mi ju we ni anyway take we am get to because imuna nu wa we imuna nu wa kiri wa do o su saka mi du gbagbe e ki aparo no even wa su ko get to when no go na is get to you wait for more than 1 year get the boss get to you e get to wo e kuku ba wo go se no gana ha 1 minute ma 2 minutes ma go se no gana ta wo pe ara mi wa we ọmọ sẹ́dí wìnìwìnà ní gẹ́dọ̀ o ọmọ sẹ́dí wìnìwìnà ní kò kú bá o wọ́n sì náà kàkà 1 minute ma sáká wọn gbọ́ ẹ̀ láyé rí wọ́n á sún pẹ̀lú ọkùnrin ọlọ́gọ̀ wọn láwà yàgbé mi náà ọlọ́gọ̀ wọn láwà gbé náà ibi àbí àfọ̀n ṣojú wa o wọ́n á délé wà púpọ̀ wọ́n wà gbèlìpìá wúlò náà wọ́n á wúlò pọ̀pà wọ́n á sún wẹ́kẹ́.
Domo.
Ahora the music was about.
Atiti no okay, wa te gbe yo iwon na gege wa ni we me. What do we Baba teva to wa gbe iwon na baba na. Atiti imu atiti get you we ba.
You want get you only you want me not to give me go only wa get me we.
O te wa to te la o wa te fi eru fu wa. Atiti double.
What?
Happy weekend odo.
I wish you the same way Monica women now.
We
We Monica to are Monica we women ya guy.
o but we are live sin elele we omo pa ya imi awe we no.
Na ina we destiny everywhere. Where that claim a good Samaritan? Where that our master? What the team man did?
No, I must say, Baba Damio, I must say, as in, you know, you have a well, like, Omani, Imano, Deu, on a Vienna, it may life way at your re.
Yeah.
Okay, where's the regular come out where or tin or Italy? Where or when where or what like you where your joke or a hand, we are. Yeah. But woman we gbeni ayi won kere me worry your bonnet we are take back bevaga.
One
What a son so we calm down. Wa lele nonsense. Una lele nonsense. We ba read nonsense.
Hello.
Oh, we say ai guy on la o. Say.
Real video, we can get the real video.
My we Monica e o magbon but at the time. E were.
Come on, mo.
E o magbon but say gabezu gbe yan.
Mi aga we na blosi aga eti bata.
But when my way gonna but tomorrow no go we gonna.
Wait,
Me WhatsApp we.
wait video they go we.
Oh, account na emo bo direct. But the real one my way yan gbe. One on if me WhatsApp we na. WhatsApp we ya we need the baba na we need the e ba call you we afa. Yeah, but agmoni na loni you know share na. You are senior bros, Papa. Understand? Sami yani ya bi kuna, you know me way like you can the for your hand one can.
He ma follow for me. He na follow me here this place here.
Baba, calm down. You are senior bros. Senior bros okay. It can go when I call you where they only like you're doing even what in or Italy. We me. When I will like you where
People love me.
I know, but okay, we are doing we now.
I ain't
give it Baba. I ain't giving city no. Even city one no work correct. But we can always about why wrong way.
I don't know. We are social media fully be away do yani. Wrong way.
If I know what na gba no kpodo water na gba no kpodo the by na magba de was here. A difference here. Well, calm down. Forget those things. When we a patient dog eat the fattest bone. My brother son. So why calm down? Leave those people. Maybe the where you going go along? Where na where monetizing. I might wait go with Facebook, but you are only using your platform to educate some people where giving a way tradition here, giving a way all those kind of things. That is what you stand for. But by the time you do me soon, you go or like Facebook. The bag when you go like Facebook, what power we make? Listen, Anna. Apa, where you do away, you are not big. You are not big. You are not away. I'm a book. You give you that word, but imagine when we imagine we but when we anyway, can always say, "Oh, here we why here we do why not?"
Me many worry, me was sent to this game.
Always we my while I don't make me one in when ya cause we take we by day pe.
Money, come that day, I the company that they allow 1 hour, 2 hours away, but if they do 2 hours away. Me, yeah, I'm a baby roll, no, Amy, so while me carry one mulania. And why said you make me? I just were begging 7 hours swell up with those I can't hear my work. Who will my ticket one thing who are low while we phone way. Everyone stop and say, well, only a phone where we can make ye. Yeah, me phone you phone my view me. It was why you tell really I by you want say where you are. And the way I buy you are. I want to tell you what to when we are coming out this city where you are booking hotel or a phone where uma view me if we are you where you coming now. Monica the birthday was soon where the room why the weather classic go ya money ya we go the way car feel when I can do now you go to win this we go shake ya to this classic gloria When it be able to wedo. Umame no you wa. If we will get the quality, we will be central. If we will ni wewe be kiane. Eke infinity saga, you know, having you walk by. If Felicia will women, your woman ya by. If Yaka will your woman ya by. A grace will your waiting or would you yak by okay, but we fertilizer make infinity saga. If fertilizer may do a man. Come on, little year do.
I think the Yorubas are like the best case study, to be honest with you, because in the Yoruba family, one person will be a Muslim, the father will be Islam, the mother will be Christian, the children can be a native doctor if they like, and they will all still live together. So you find this mixture of these practices. The Yoruba people are actually the people you can use to describe it. That's how tolerant they are. So you find these afars and imams, you mostly find them around there and in the northern part of Nigeria. But that's just by the way. The ones for the pastors. I mean, I think at this point in time, every Nigerian, notwithstanding, already understand the roles these people play in Nigerian politics and how they are part of the people who are not causing us to progress. I think at this point, all of us have all agreed on this, except people who are just trying to deny the facts that is right in the face of everybody. So the pastors, they themselves, they have also created means to exploit the hope and the desperation of people. So all they do now is take advantage of people who they know that are looking for ways to survive. Because most of the things these pastors praise for you would find them, you go to working countries, the government of these countries have taken care of it. You look at your churches in Nigeria, you look at their way of operating in Nigeria, compare it with their branches abroad. They are not the same. You can't be the same. Some of the things your pastors do in Nigeria, they try it abroad, they will be locked up. They can't get away with it. They know. Some of the things you see them, the type of miracles they claim to perform, the type of things they do on TV, that is false advertising. You will go to jail for it. You will get arrested for it. That is why they have branches. What they do in all those branches, they now make, because they know now that the government of those foreign branches will audit them. They now make their members pay money in Naira, because they know that in Naira nobody audits them. So they give you pay direct to Nigerian account. You no longer pay the money in the UK churches and the rest of the ones that is all over America and the rest of the world. They know. So they will get away with anything in Nigeria. So they know that. That is why it doesn't matter what you do. If you become too poor, you cannot be too poor in Nigeria that you cannot be a pastor. You cannot be too poor that you cannot be a preacher. That is in fact, you have to be to a certain level of poor to even become a preacher in Nigeria, to be honest with you, as it stands. You must have lost touch on every other way to make money. Before you then you must have exhausted all your plans before you would then go into preaching. The ones who probably would have gone, that is why I still have some that look like people who maybe is deliberately their calling, if there is something like that. It's the ones who are well established, who already have businesses, who already have been doctors, architects, and lawyers, and bankers, and great people in whatever, traders in whatever businesses they do. But then they still pick up the book. They are quite different compared. But in reality, in general, you have to actually be very poor in Nigeria to then use church as your last hope to become rich. So those pastors, we know them from their leaders and all that. The ones about the native doctors, I mean, I think a lot of people have already pointed it out. I think Sankofa, even Asmodeus, also pointed it out that there are benefits of how they used to use their herbs and all of those. And that's just by the way, but those are not the ones I'm talking about. Those ones, everybody knows them, and to be even there are not many of them anymore. Even it's on the basis of the trust that those ones have earned, that the ones that are using it now to exploit people, It's on those people's trust that they are using to exploit people now, because people believe those people because they perform they show. Even my mom, if my mom tire for some kind of medicine in my native language, they call it Ogun Igbo. That means we now want to go traditional. It now means they want to go native. So then they didn't use, if you have broken bones, they can set it for you with red sands, with tree barks, roots, all burnt into ashes. Then they apply it, they form this thing they now call POP in the Oyibo way, which they call the plaster of Paris. They use red sands, and then in those red sands, they put all the herbs, all the medicines. They will set your bone one after the other. I have broken an ankle. They use red sands to treat it for me. Even my mom, that is religious herself, there are some kind of sicknesses. She go there, they will give her herbs because they're very good. She knows them. Those people, they inherited it. I always say that I'm quite lucky to live in, still live in my ancestral land, where I can say many generations of my great grandfathers and all of them are buried there. So we know the lineages and families who this is what they do. For the few ones that remain, because some of them, their children have turned it into something else. For the few ones that remain, they are still very good. And even my mom, as a Christian, she still uses them. And they're very, very good. They do the herbs for her and it works. I still take their herbs myself. So that's just by the way. I know I didn't say quite a lot. I didn't attack. I'm not attacking. I'm just pointing out the truth. That as far as I'm concerned, pastors have their very tiny benefits. I'll cut them some slack. They have very tiny benefits. The ones who are good human beings, they are quite good. And then the native doctors as well, the ones who knows what they are doing, who are not arm robbers, like the side of the pastors. Those people too, they are very beneficial. But it's the exploitation of a structure that works. And then you exploit it because people are desperate and people are hopeful. That is where I have a problem with many of these people. I'll leave it here for now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Darkman, for that. Largest man, you're welcome to the show. Please, largest man, introduce yourself. I believe this is your first time upstairs. Have you been to this program before?
No, this is my first time.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Can we please know what country you're joining us from and if you're a believer or a non-believer?
Oh, so anytime you ask that question, I better finish and up with the second question. Do I know you before? Because there are two questions in the past.
You know, I always ask that one when sometimes my people will tell me that, oh, this one look like a Narenji, na set up, the way the person is conversing, I will laugh, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, yeah, so like man, thank you for joining us. First, and you're welcome. So where are you joining us from?
My name is Henry. I'm streaming from UK. I'm a Nigerian streaming from UK. But there's something that
from your yeah, Henry, from the way you sound, yeah, are you Igbo?
Yeah.
Okay, I can feel it. And are you a Christian? Are you a believer or you don't believe anymore?
I'm a believer.
Okay, are you a believer of Christ or you believe in Islam?
I'm a believer of Christ.
Okay, that's
but
fine.
not this kind of Christianity they are practicing now.
Okay, great. Which one is that one?
It's still a Christ-like, but Christ's system of worshiping, but not the way, because to my own understanding, when Christ came to this earth,
no, don't worry about the history. We'll get back to the history. On Sunday, like tomorrow that is Sunday, will you go to church?
I will.
Okay, so what's the name of the church that you go to?
Ignite.
Okay, I didn't really understand it, but it's fine. You're welcome. Don't worry. Everybody is welcome here. Okay, everybody is welcome here. At least, and it doesn't say Christian. We have Christians here. We have agnostics here. We have Muslims here. Everybody, this platform for everybody to come and share their beliefs and then get engaged. So when Darkman was speaking, this is called reinforcement. Is the second segment of our program. You know, so when people reinforce, is when others will engage the person. They will ask you questions. You know, they may oppose some things you say. They will give you contrary opinions. They can bring facts and evidences. So that's basically it. So is there anybody who wants to engage with Darkman? Were you trying to engage him based on what you heard him say?
There's something I want to correct about.
Okay, go ahead.
There's something I want to correct about this native doctor, and most especially we Nigerians, we interpret native doctors in practicing voodoo. If we want to analyze herbalists, let it be pure herbalist or native doctor. If you want to herbalist witch doctor, let it be witch doctor. So the problem I have with Nigerians, with most people, is they mix pure herbalist with witch doctor. The witch doctor that practice spiritualism with herb, and a pure herbalist. In US, in the Western world, they have herbalist. They study herbalist in school. It's just the study of plant, how to use plant to treat human. And in Africa, they've mixed. Once you tell somebody I'm a herbalist, they begin to see you as a witch doctor, someone that is practicing spirituality. The reason why I came up is just to say that I want to air that, because most time people, when they mention native doctor, they have two types of native doctor. They have native doctor that practice only pure herbs, and they have.
Brother, I think from the conversation itself, you can actually tell that the people who are having the conversation, they actually understand the context of it, and I think the reason why it looks like you are not happy that anytime they speak of native doctors is because you also agree as an African that we actually have the real native doctors, which you can then call the herbalist and all of that, even though it's not my fault that when people now think of them, people think of them as voodoo. You had your Christian brother here who came on here to define what juju is in a Eurocentric way and describe what juju is. That is the mindset people now have about native doctors. It's as a result of the religion, to be honest with you. Whether you want to differentiate them, you can't differentiate them anymore as it stands now. Once people hear native doctor, they think of juju, they think of spirituality, they think of a lot of things. This is just the reality of it. And it's, since you're a Christian, I think you are part of it. You're part of it. If you want to be honest about it, I think the gospel truth should start from the church. Don't you think so, brother?
From the church, as in how?
All these native doctors and all of this, they existed before Christianity came, and how the practice was very, very easy. They did their herbs and everything. People could tell who they are straight away. You could tell who they are. But when Christianity came, Christianity said everything that had to do with all those practices, everything was idolatry, they were diabolic, and it has remained since then. So you're now trying to filter it. Don't you think it's going to be a very difficult thing to do?
It's not a difficult thing, because that is why I tell you, even in school, in the Western world, they practice herbalism on study of plant, and they have a lot of refined herbalists. They don't go and practice any spirituality or voodoo. They deal on plant alone.
So if you see you as a church member now, if you see you as a Christian now, if you see your church member going to a herbalist, and instead of going to see the pastor, and then you see them coming out from a shrine, because a herbalist is still operates from a shrine, unless you want to say no. You see your church members coming out from a shrine.
That is why I came up to differentiate and to enlighten a lot of people.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you now personally. When you see your church member coming out from a shrine, will you not question their faith and question their belief?
Those ones are voodoo. They practice voodoo. Those ones are not herbalists.
So where do you find a herbalist?
Herbalist is when you practice plant. It is study of plant.
Where do you find? Where is their office? Where do you find herbalists?
Herbalist is plant, study of plant. We have refined herbalists. Like, for example, in Nigeria, we have there's one herbalist they call Jetchem. They sell herbs, refined herbs.
Yeah, but I think the herbalists you are describing here, you are looking at it again from the Eurocentric view. I know Yemchem International and all of them, all of those people, and I know herbalists.
So are you telling me those ones are not herb?
So are those is that the way our people practice herbs during those times? herbalists? Is that how they practice it like Yemkem? They manufacture it in factory and put them in packets and then put label on them, NAFDAC on them. Was that how our people practice it?
No time. No, we are now in the modern.
Was that how our people practice it?
Can I help him out a little bit, if you want?
Okay.
No, I think he just tried to conflict it. Anyways, Chris, go ahead if you want to.
No. What he was saying, I can really attest to what he was saying. There's difference between, because I grew up in the village, though I grew up in the city, but every holidays we normally go to the village, and most of the time we always go to the village. So there's difference between, in our village, let's say Christianity is no, people don't really go to church. No, people don't go to church in our village. The only church that was there is CMS, and it was an ancient church. They say it was one of these churches that was built by the white men, CMS, the name is CMS. I think CMS was converted to Anglican, something like that, but they are still calling it CMS there. So people don't go to church on Sunday. The priest just come from town, and they will be going all over from house to house, you understand? But when he's leaving, people dash him a lot of stuff like yam, cassava, whatsoever. But people don't go to church. Now, in our village, we have a lot of herbalists. We have one, I can mention name, but no name because you don't know them by name. So we have one that is very specialized in bones. We have one that if there is a snake bite, the one that is specialized. We have different ones like that. We have up to about 6 that I know. Quite all right. Then we also have a chief priest that has that. I don't know how to describe. I think a chief priest, because in our village we have different gods. One of the greatest one is Ovia, and we have the Igbinovia like this. He was the representative of that Ovia shrine. So, but these herbalists, they don't have shrine. They live in their house, but they can go to bush and fetch herbs. You understand, when they have clients.
Okay.
But they are not the one representing any god. Like I said, we have, in our village, we have 3 gods that the village worship. And these 3 gods, they have each of their representative. We will not call them herbalists. If I have to use English name, we will call it a chief priest of each of the gods. And in our language, Ambini, we call them Ohe. That is Ohe, and Ohe is not Obo. Obo is a native doctor. Ohe is a prophet, like what we call a prophet today. We can't call a pastor. We don't have a word a pastor in Benin, but we cannot call a pastor Obosa. No, we call them Ohunsa because they are representative of a god. So we call them Ohunsa. And now, before the church came to our place, we call each representative of a god, which the English we call the chief priest, we call them Ohembo. That is Ohembo, you understand? Now, this is the chief priest of this god. This is the chief priest of this god. And they are different from the forward to when I became a pastor. In our church, Pastor Matthew was one of my assistant pastors because I was the pastor in charge. Now, Pastor Matthew was one of our assistant pastors. Pastor Matthew was God and herbalist. This is what God. This is was at that church when my reverend, the owner of the church, because I was pastoring the headquarters in Benin. When my reverend came from Belgium, because presently now is now heading the branch in America. When he came from Belgium, he met Pastor, he now detected that Pastor Matthew, he got an information that he was a native doctor. That is one specialized in herbs. And that guy is specialized very much on broken bones and rheumatism. And now when the guy gives the herbs, administer the herbs to tell you, I think you can go and seek for prayer. I think this is a spiritual something. This is not a physical ailment. Either you go and seek for prayer. Like me, I don't do sacrifice, but I'm a pastor. I can lead you to other pastors who are faith are greater, or I can pray for you, but I think this one is beyond. I don't work my work based on prayer. I work my work based on the herbs I'm specialized on. That was passed to me by my father trained me. And now when the herb is not yielding anything, the guy can recommend you to, by linking it to assuming that it was a spiritual problem, then he cannot link you to either elsewhere if you are going to church or whatsoever you want to do, but you don't do sacrifice. You don't consult the gods. You don't do anything or such. So it is with her, but if it is not improving to you, it cannot go further. That is that. And now when my reverend came,
Chris, hang on a minute. Because you're going too far now. I don't know where we're going again. Are you trying to answer? Are you trying to differentiate the native doctor that they don't have shrines, that all of them stay?
No. The native doctor does not have shrine.
Okay, the ones that do
because it's not to do with a god, is a temple that has related to a god.
Can I just drop one thing? Like somebody like me, I know her very well. It's some yes, we have a lot of herbalists even in UK where I am.
Okay.
Go to shrine.
That was why
herbalist. Herbalist. The meaning of herbalist is the story of.
Before you stop me, that was why I was bringing the incident of Pastor Matthew and my reverend. Now listen to this. Let me just quickly summarize it. When my reverend found out, my reverend suspended Pastor Matthew by saying that we can't have a native doctor in a church. You understand? He suspended Pastor Matthew as a pastor, and he also he got extra Yes, he suspended him, and the way he talked with that suspension, not just as a pastor, but he also suspended. I know nobody can suspend anybody from the church, but the way he was talking, he was humiliating the person, was condemning and demonizing him. So this made the man to stop the church. And the man, this is what happened. There was a man, before my reverend came, there was a man that was very rich, that this young man treated. I will not say pray for, because he didn't heal the person by prayer. He healed the person by medicine. Now, the man that was very rich that he treated, I was in charge. My reverend was not in town. The man sold many pieces of land to this young man. The man was very rich. And now the one that he gave to this Pastor Matthew sold it to our church. But when my reverend came and this incident happened, Pastor Matthew have to say that, oh, you said I am this, I am that, like a demon whatsoever. Please, can you return back? This is what I got, and I gave it to God. Can you return back it to me? So our pastor, my reverend, refunded the land, the documents, everything to him. Now, fast forwarding to about a year interval, some Chinese people came. And they were doing this aloe vera, all those herbs. Aloe vera whatsoever, many herbs. They came, they also brought a machine that we used to run a test. They negotiated, they were moving from church to church in Benin. They negotiated to my reverend, because my reverend was also a president of Christian Minister Congress, a congregation, a church, a pastor body that is comprises of different pastors, up to about 100 churches. Now, we were very specialized in prison ministry and hospital ministry. They negotiated with my reverend, and my reverend donated his church for them to hold their seminar. And while they were holding their seminar, these people were not medical doctors like the normal medical doctors we know that went to school. These are Chinese people that are specialized in herbs. After they had the seminar, I got furious, and I involved my reverend in a meeting. And I told my reverend, I said, sir, you demonize the herbalist of your